So, anyway, this is probably realistic what's going to happen, but what's not really that realistic for in terms of California wildfires, it's going to kill dozens of people. It's going to happen relatively quickly, and it's going to happen in the winter or in the winter seasons of California where things are wet and dry and things like that. So, what is this prophecy? Well, it starts off by some very reckless people, people that maybe I would hear of someone that lives in that area. Yes, Jim Henderson, if you're hearing this, someone that would live in that area and very close to it. And there would be a teenager like causing arson to a forest. Apparently, with the winds and all that, it's going to be effective enough to the point where I don't know where in California it would be most basically effective, but in this case, the wildfire will be so effective by the winds and by the tree population on the ground that it was spread like not like wildfires, but like if you ever imagine the highway speeds, there's no time to actually pack up because the tree is going to be on fire next by next tree. It's going to be like the trees are going to be, catching like no tomorrow. So, I know this is based off what I dreamed last time, but I saw what I saw last time. But there'll be trees quite literally, catching a blaze, and then another one catching a blaze really fast, and there'll be more trees like literally exploding, and it'll start from like a house fire type of thing on a tree to like explosive volcano type of fire, and it will look like you could see it from a satellite. Basically, what that means is it would be so effective that kills like I said, dozens. I don't know how many dozens, but I saw a train of what I would call people that are liberal and proverbial things like that. And symbolism, and that's I know it's from God, because he wouldn't say, okay, this is because of whatever he says. It's like it's not horrible, but it's horrible. So good for my heart, not good for my mind. So anyway, that's how I can say that's from God and good stuff like that. So people will be in that die from this will be very much they'll have scary souls and scary bodies to God, and many of them will go to hell because of this. Pray for those souls that they find God. Maybe if not, then it's done. It's a done deal. Also pray for those that escape, because again, they're gonna have to jump through a lot of not hoops, but a lot of it's like they're trying to go up a mountain or something like that, and everything's moving pretty fast. Like I would say the wildfires are like moving like 40 miles per hour, but you have to move 50 miles per hour to get out of the way from the wildfires. And it's like stinging bees. You know how bees sting? People have to literally flee from hellfire, because of the fact that it's really behind them. And once they go on slow roads, they're really catching the fire's catching up with you in these drastic moments, like things like that. It'll be drastic. Basically things. And yes, it will be in a small town, but also connecting to another neighborhood where a lot of people die, and people are next to a highway and they die too. So yeah, Thousands will die, but I don't know where. Maybe it's near a camp where there's a lot of trees. Like again, you gotta think this through, because why will dozens of people die and go to the afterlife if California is trying to save a lot of people? Well, I think the real reason is in a small town like that, there's ought to be camps, maybe camps or highways, and basically trees are burning up because let me tell you why it's going fast. Because they do not believe in cutting the trees on the ground. If you ever touch or harm the tree on the ground, they will prosecute you with a fine. So they do not believe in anything. They do not believe in doing anything to the trees. They just believe in, leaving the trees on the ground, except for when it comes to a wildfire, and they help it, But that does not help the situation. California has been known to have wildfires that are extreme, especially today. Now, God is burning that country up. Yes, he is. But some people are helping him actually burn it up. And these few teenagers, I believe, are like pyrotechnics or something like that. They will quite literally, destroy part of the land, not a huge part of the land, but enough of the land where it really matters to the point where, there's going to be a whole lot of burning up of the land, and it's going to be a disaster. That's all I can say. So I told you a whole story from what I saw in my dream. Symbolically, I can't tell you what it's all about because, well, some of it's only deemed from me, for personal reasons anyway, for God's own personal reasons. But others, well, I just told you some of the symbolic ways of, singing like a bee is like, they're escaping hell. And they have to climb a mountain to escape hell. Like, mountainous terrain, cars escaping that, and a lot of curves and a lot of it's just, you're gonna have to go west. They're gonna have to go west to the ocean, and firefighters are gonna be there 24/7, maybe 24 hours, few days for that 24 hours every day, just cleaning up the fire. But God does have his preserving plan that he will have a storm possibly in the fire, and then the fire will be, drenched and soaked out. I'm just saying that California has its issues, but to go into detail like this, like I'm going at, I don't really do that. That's not me. But why did God tell me to tell you guys that? Because obviously he told me that because someone from Tim Henderson lives in that area. I don't know who you are, but I'm going to give a warning to you. If you ever see any teenager playing with matches or anything like that, or not matches, not even that, like, it'll cause a lot of ash. So if you see any teenagers playing with chemicals, let's say, or anything flammable, leave. Leave immediately, because you do not want to die. That is my prophecy to you. Leave immediately because you do not want to die. And after you leave, the firefighters will do their job. But I'm telling you, leave. Everyone from that neighborhood, leave. I don't know if this is like anything special, but I would say that fire explodes drastically and really just expands beyond its horizons to go somewhere where the wind drives it. So it's going to be one heck of a ride to actually get out of there. And the people that could not get out of there, well, they're all going to die. Except for a few that are, well, pretty much lucky and scarred. that fire is going to move really fast. And the temperature in the fire, I believe, is going to be hot enough to melt metal. Remember the fire in, I would say, 2018, maybe 2019? Actually, yeah. Remember the fire 2 years ago that did a lot of damage to California? Well, guess what? It's not going to be as big, but it's going to be a much hotter. Like I said, I saw like a train of people that stopped me. And I don't think they're people, but yeah, well, a train of people symbolically that stopped me. And they were, destined to hell. A lot of them were scared looking too. So don't say it didn't warn you. Because God is judging that nation, especially that area, apparently. So don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by the fact that I could be false or wrong. Because remember, God gives prophecies. You got to remember that. He gives prophecies to those who are not prophets. He gives prophecies especially to those who are prophets, but a prophet tells prophecies almost constantly. Well, why does God tell prophecies to those who are not prophets? Well, for one reason, that could be prayer, and for another, it could do with blessing, and another for a warning for a person that I somehow know, but I don't know on the internet. Excuse me. So if the person I don't know about, maybe Tim Henderson knows this person online, maybe he hears it from him from California, maybe that's the reason why I'm giving you the warning. Because it could happen soon. It could happen in the near future. It could happen anytime. Now remember, if it happens in the springtime, don't be scared. I mean, yes, there'll be a lot of dead trees in California. However, that should not scare you. Because if you see anyone, like I said, playing with dangerous substances, not drugs, but flammable stuff, just run. Do me a favor and run. That way you'll live, okay? All right, I'll be done now, but okay? Bye. Oh, and if you happen to know, never mind. Okay, so if you happen to know what the people's faces look like, report them in, because I don't want them to cause another wildfire like they did, like in the future, okay? All right, I'll be done now, okay? Bye.